So my friend Timo Snyder, who has done some interviews with me in the past and been here on this particular station, has joined me again. Right now, we're about to talk to a couple of living legends, at least in our minds, definitely. If you were alive in the 1990s, which I hope you were, anyway, there was a band out called Pain, and Pain actually released several great albums through the 1990s. You might have also heard them on Cartoon Network with Jabberjaw, and they even had something that came out in a DVD later on. But great news for all of us. A couple of members of the band, and I understand maybe one or two more, are getting back together with a new musical project called Salvo. So today, in addition to my friend Timo Snyder, we've got Dan Lord and Adam Guthrie of the new Salvo musical project. Guys, great to have you on.
Thank you.
Oh, wonderful. It's good to be here. Thank you.
All right. Well, Timo, I'm going to let you fire away because, as we've discussed, you are the stalker here, so it's your turn.
I am the stalker. Dan, Adam, we talked a little bit. I used to stalk you guys back in the 90s, saw you when you were in Atlanta, saw you in Kentucky, tried to get you up to Ohio. That never worked, but I am the stalker. I knew you guys, but there's a lot of unfortunate souls out there that might not be familiar with what Pain was or what you guys did musically. And we're going to talk more about Salvo today, but can you give a brief description for those that don't know the highlights of what Pain did, what they played, what you guys put out?
Well,
yeah, Dan, you want to feel that one?
Okay. Thank you. We did most of our playing in the 90s, way back in the 90s. And we were kind of a poppy punk band, I guess, but more eclectic than that. We had a horn section, we were heavy on the melodies, and our live shows always had a lot of energy and enthusiasm and fun. And that was us, I guess. I don't know, just sort of a ragtag group of weirdos who managed to put together some pretty good songs, I think. That's Pain.
Yeah.
I like that. Adam, anything to add, or was that good enough?
I'd say a couple of the highlights. We played a bread factory once and got paid in bread.
Wait, you got paid in bread?
I don't know if it's a highlight, but it happened. And we had a video.
Hey, there is kind of like a really egg-headed aside to that, since I think the joke was, or at least came up later, that pain in French is bread.
Oh, that's right.
Isn't that right? It's like I'm not saying it right. You say like pan, the pan, and that's bread. And so
I speak German, so I can't tell you. I don't know.
Some of our more intellectual fans would tell us about that and then give us bread.
Let me add something. There, and you guys explain this. I've seen it, but for the people that don't know, when you said you had a lot of fun, while you're playing a lot of really different instruments with really good music. For example, one sort of really punk song you had called "Fight," you actually had a dummy that you would create, the tear-apart dummy that you would throw into the crowd. Can you explain that a little bit?
Oh yeah, that was for a song that we had called "Fight," and it was just kind of a song about observing. That sometimes fights break out and they're not necessarily all bad, even though there's a lot of violence. Sometimes it can be kind of fun for the people involved, I guess. I don't know, something weird and antisocial like that. But anyway, in the middle of the song, in the show, on the live show, I would roll out we ended up calling the monkey. We called it the monkey, and he would just be like this big cardboard construction, this big humanoid creature made out of cardboard and duct tape, usually filled with packing peanuts or something like that. And during the middle of the song, which was supposed to be a big super mosh pit part, we would cast the monkey out into the crowd so that they could destroy him.
That's right. I remember that well.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, that's the kind of stuff that you would see at the Pain show. So that's why I was the stalker and followed them around everywhere. And that's why I was excited that they came together some 19, 20 years later for running a new project. Can you guys tell me whose idea was it? How did this get started for the Project Salvo?
Yeah, I think Dan called me looking for someone's number. Yeah. Is that right, Dan?
That's
is that
right.
how it worked? I'm sure there's more to it.
All I knew is that with me, I was starting to. I just had this ever growing collection of songs that I couldn't put anywhere. They just seemed like, well, all I could do is look at them and say, well, these are just pain songs. I don't know what else to do with this music, and it seemed wrong to just let them sit, of course. And so I got in touch with Adam and I told him, and he's got songs too. And so he and I just kind of started, I don't know, like I'm trying to say this in a way that doesn't sound weird. We got each other excited.
It's true.
All right. No, it doesn't sound weird. That's fine. In context, it makes perfect sense. Yeah, you're okay, Dan, there. Can you guys tell me, this was, 19, 20 years ago, you guys coming together with these songs. How do you guys feel, each of you can answer this, how you've grown as both musicians and just general people that influence the songs that you're doing now?
It feels so natural to me now. It did then as well, but now it is the perfect time in my life. I was just through with a project, and this came in to my life. And between, I guess, in the last 20 years, I've learned how to play a whole bunch of instruments that have turned out to lend itself well to this recording. And now we get to figure it out live. We'll get to that later. That's how it worked out for me. It just feels so relaxed and easy. Yeah, that's how I feel.
Dan?
I think I think we Adam and I both have matured a lot. When you're younger and trying to get a band going, there's even though it's like super fun and you're doing this great thing that you love doing, at least for me, there's also kind of an element of desperation to it. Sometimes that could, I don't know, it was kind of hard on my soul, if that makes any sense. Just because,
it does.
And so, and I don't have that anymore. I like Adam said, it just feels more natural now. Now truly I can say that I think Adam and I both, we just want to do it for no other reason than that we just love it, and we you know what I mean, the way, kind of like rediscovering your love for for the girl you love or something. You discover, wow, I really do love her, she's beautiful, and I'm glad I've spent all this time with her, and now I want to kind of get to know her again. I don't know, I think I'm digressing.
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
As musicians with Salvo, what is it you think you want all the people listening? What do you want them to come away feeling, thinking, experiencing? Any of those thoughts after hearing your new Salvo music?
What do you think, Adam?
I'm about to say relieved that they came. That was worth the money. No, I say joy. It's really just joy. It's something to take your mind off of everything else right now, and experience that. That's how I feel.
I like it.
That's good. I was going to say inspired and encouraged while dancing.
I like that too.
Oh yeah, that's better. I like that.
All right, now this should be an easy question. It normally then ends up being a complete cluster. Why the name Salvo?
Oh, that part's easy. Dan, go ahead.
It should be. I was hoping it would be.
I don't know, man. It's a cool word. I like Salvo. That's a cool word. Just, it sounds, I don't know. It sounds like you're shooting a bunch of cool stuff off into the atmosphere, and hoping to hit something in a good way. And, yeah,
explosive burst of cheer. Yeah, it's a liberating name right now. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'll take all those answers. All right, we're going to get into a whole lot more interview stuff later, but right here in the middle, I wanted to ask you guys how you can tell the fans that are listening to this interview, both old fans and some new fans, hopefully, that are hearing the interview just through us, how can they help with this project and help get it funded and make it move along?
All right. Well, we have a GoFundMe page, and you can go to Facebook and find it. Or Dan, is it Salvo the Band? Is that correct?
Salvo the Band that's how you get us on Facebook. And
okay.
Yeah, that's right. that's the link to our GoFundMe. And this is something really new for Adam and I too, in particular. This whole idea of crowdfunding and getting people to pitch in.
Yeah.
It's really new, and it's really, really amazing because so far we've gotten so many loving responses, and so many people have been willing to drop a little bit in the proverbial tin cup. And so we would love it if people could continue to do that, because that really actually is how this album is being made. And so, yeah, if people could go to that GoFundMe page and pitch in a little bit, it would literally make the album.
Yeah, we used to tour.
So just to reiterate, if they go to Salvo the Band, they can do it, probably a Google search for Salvo the Band, and they'll be able to somehow link up to your GoFundMe page.
That's right.
Yeah, there's a salvotheband.com and Salvo the Band on Facebook, and there's a GoFundMe for Salvo. And we used to tour, and with the proceeds from the tour, that would go towards the albums. But since how we just reconnected, we're going about it this way. So it really has been overwhelming, just the outpour of love and support of people that want to hear us again.
All right. As a follow-up question to that, too, I know you guys are doing some updates on YouTube and Facebook. Is there anywhere else that people need to go to be able to find out the Salvo-related news so they can, even those that are like, what the hell are they talking about? They can go see some of the stuff you're doing and go, yes, I do want to give money to these people.
Yeah, Adam, we just started a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Tell them about that, man.
Yeah, there's a YouTube page as well. It's Salvo the Band. You'll see the little red and yellow symbol for Salvo. It's Salvo the Band. You go to the YouTube and catch up on updates and live videos of us in the studio, of us making this record. And there's also an Instagram page as well for Salvo. We have those. We have Facebook for Salvo the Band, which has a lot of updates and current. We have some song clips up there, as well as the GoFundMe. Those are the places I know of right now. And it will grow.
All right. Well, no, that's good. I just wanted people to have a place where they could go and hear you guys if they had no idea who you were.
No, it's wonderful.
Those that know you are already going to be throwing money at you. I mean, that's a given.
There's also a newsletter. Yeah.
Oh, there's a newsletter. See, I don't know about that. I'm going to have to look into that. Newsletter.
Yeah.
Next question. I've seen one of the YouTube videos, and Adam, you go through this litany of instruments. I know you guys have also had a whole lot of guest musicians, both formerly from Pain and not formerly from Pain, I believe, come in. Can you tell me about some of the guest musicians and some of the instruments we're going to hear mixed into this new project?
Certainly. We've had a lot of the we've had instruments that picked up along the years, but Dan thought of a lot of these as well and arranged a lot of these, including, he had parts for songs. He had songs, and I happen to have like a balalaika lying around, or mariachi instruments, and a harp. So we have a few extra textures this time around. We did stuff like this in Pain. In fact, I probably played more country-based instruments in that band than anything I ever did until now. But we have, I think I brought about 30 different instruments, including guitars, into the studio this time. And it's been something else. And the other people that joined us, we have Neve Toohey that played on One-Legged Girl on our Midgets with Guns album. She joined us again with her partner Melody Rogers from String Theory. We brought back Demondre Thurman, who played euphonium and trombone with us back in '96. And we've had other just beautiful people around from South Carolina to here to Serbia that have come in to play with us for this album. I think, Dan, I counted, like 11 to 12 people, I think. And
is that some kind of like a Jesus and the 12 Apostles reference or something? What is that?
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it seems to be working.
If that's the case, which one of you is Jesus? I want to
know. I'm Rufus.
Actually, please don't answer that. Please don't answer that. We're good. Let's keep Jesus out of this.
It's definitely Adam, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's me.
No, he cut his hair, Dan. He doesn't have the long hair anymore.
I cut my hair.
With all these instruments, all these guest musicians, I was curious, is this just going to be, a project that you release, or are you going to be able, some of you, to head out and actually tour with this and do some live shows?
We are definitely going to do live shows. Yeah, we're kind of thinking about May as our beginning time. We're trying to line some stuff up starting there. We'll begin with a Southeast tour, and then just let it grow from there. But we definitely want to tour as heavily as we can to support the album. And my gosh, so many Pain fans definitely have been asking for years that we get together and play play Pain songs. So we're really glad to be able to actually finally do that now. So at the Salvo shows, we'll be playing a ton of Pain songs.
Oh, nice! Yeah, that's a nice little gem to know about.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's Pain fans that are our age that have kids now, that they've turned their kids on to us. And
I have a dog.
And people that didn't get to see us play, so and dogs. So I want to play for them. It's going to be a blast.
Okay, so you guys said May is the time you want to look at maybe start going out and playing out live.
Yeah.
When can we expect, give or take some time, when can we expect for this recording to be available?
Probably release a couple singles before the album is released in full. And we're actually discussing that now, trying to figure out when we're going to release this thing. Basically depends on...
Dan, we interviewed them about a week too soon. They don't have the dates yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll either release a single or two sometime in May, about the same time that we start touring, or we'll release the entire album. That's really what we're trying to decide right now.
Okay.
Yeah, we should think by fall we'd have at the latest, but it could be earlier than that. It depends on the how much promotion we do and really how long it takes me to tune a guitar in the studio, because I'm still recording this thing, so we'll see. Right.
That sounds good. But right now, I was going to say right now, then if we still wanted to sneak a listen, you said we can go look at Salvo, the band, on Facebook and maybe get a clip there,
yes,
or
both
YouTube.
Of those are a good spot.
Yeah, there's a clip on those. We have a song called "The Only One." There's about a 20-second clip of that up there, and there's some making of the other songs of the record on there as well.
Everybody go to YouTube, check this stuff out.
Yeah.
Right on.
I'm coming towards the end of the interview, which means I have my last question, which is a little more difficult. It's not too difficult, but a little more difficult. But before I get there, is there anything else that I neglected to bring up or mention that you guys needed to mention to everybody out there listening?
I just know we have a lot of the original Pain members back, and we are just so appreciative of everybody that's still out there that wants to hear this. And this is probably I think Dan would agree, this is the happiest we've been with a record in a long time. This is my favorite thing we've done so far.
That makes me very happy to hear that.
Oh, wonderful.
All right, you guys ready for my last question, gentlemen?
Lay it on me.
Elevator speech time. Everybody hates this question. I love it. You and I, and you guys can both answer this on your own. We boarded an elevator, and you have one floor that is 10 to 20 seconds to make me understand what you do musically as a band and why in the hell I should go and listen to it. You need to begin with Salvo is, and then continue on for 10 to 20 seconds. Whenever you're ready.
Adam, go, man.
Adam, me? Okay. Salvo is an eclectic musical burst of joy with a pop-punk mentality. And I don't know if
I thought you had it pretty good there before the and. No,
can I just stop it before and?
You had it nailed pretty well there. You probably had a little bit, but Dan, it's your turn.
Oh my gosh, Salvo is. Adam said what I was going to say exactly. Salvo is. Maybe we could be more dramatic. Salvo is a righter of wrongs. A leveler of scores. Does that sound too? I don't know. Does that sound?
Yes. Oh, do it.
That sounded amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
That's it.
Yeah.
I just ran out right there. I was going to go for
All right,
something
no,
almost
we're
like
good.
messianic, but I can't go with it.
What did Ant-Man say, Dan? If it saves one life?
That's right.
Yeah.
If it saves one life, it's worth it.
I'd be happy to rip that one off.
Well, that's good. I was going to ask where I could find the Salvo comic book now, but you've answered that.
I know a guy. That can make comic books for us if we need it. I know a comic book journalist. That's not a bad idea at all.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to again thank Dan Lord and Adam Guthrie for joining us and talking to us about their new project, Salvo, which we are all very excited about. Thank you, gentlemen, for stopping by and talking.
Thank you so
very
much for having us. We really, really appreciate it. And thank you to everybody out
You're
there
very welcome.
who's supporting us. Thank you all.
And I wanted to remind everybody, check out EAV Radio. It is Thursday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where you can hear my show. You can also listen to Dan. You want to give your deets, Dan, on your show?
Yeah, I guess I can do that. I just wanted to throw in one blurb, but I can tell you right now, my daughter is so going to lose her shit when she hears that I talked to the guys who came out with the Midgets with Guns album, and we'll go from there. My show is Expatriate Radio on Radio Free Pensacola, which you're listening to right now if you're actually listening. So anyway, you're here. Great.
Oh, that is wonderful. I can't wait to play Pensacola again.
All right. Well, I guess that'll wrap it up. Gentlemen, thank you again. We look forward to when you guys are touring. We definitely look forward to this new project.
Oh,
Thanks, guys. Thank you so
really.
much. We
Thanks,
appreciate
guys.
it.
Yeah, whatever we can do to support you.
All good.
Take it easy.
All right, see ya.
Bye.
All right, bye.